Self-love is an important topic for many people today, especially youngsters. I'm Shannon Leannarly and I'm going to share an interesting story to inspire us to start loving ourselves. Once, my friend Deborah was shocked by the sudden death of her father due to COVID-19 that followed his oldest brother in the previous month. A week after her dad passing, his eldest brother passed away from COVID-19 as well. This multiple grief in her dad's family has moved Deborah from a small village to a city, living with her aunt who is available to provide a better education for her to reach her brighter future. She spent the hardest 6 months on her school transition with its different lifestyle students. Many of her friends made fun of her on how she spoke in a different and strange accent. This made her withdraw herself from making new friends in the school. She invested extra energy to find a way to be accepted and started over her life in a new environment. Her life noticed her struggle and advised her to keep persistence in pursuing her better future. She told her that God created the human brain volume in a similar way, but God also leaves humans to decide how many % of their brain capacity to be used. That's what makes the difference between you and your friends. Ever since that moment, she learns to recognize herself more both on her strengths and weaknesses. She's willing to learn more to fix herself. And soon, in these last 2 months, she won 3rd level of national news anchor competition, and she also became the champion of the same competition conducted by different institutions in mid of March. Among other participants who are both from bilingual and boarding school. Above everything, she dedicated those achievements to honor the love of her father for giving her a name Deborah, which means a strong woman. It shows us clearly that she fought her own ego as teenagers for not being self-centered with her unfortunate destiny, but more into self-acceptance. But why is it so hard to love yourself? Are you satisfied with yourself? Launching from the Brain and Behavior Research Foundation, self-love is a form of self-appreciation that's carried out to support our physical, psychological, and spiritual lives. Loving yourself means valuing your own well-being and happiness. And is self-love necessary? Yes, because as social beings, we cannot live alone. And sometimes we like to give more to others than ourselves. People who love themselves are people who can respect themselves so that they can become a good individual for themselves and also who can make a good friends for themselves. If you're unable to recognize yourself, you can actually harm yourself both physically and mentally. When we try too hard to please others, it is a moment where we have to be careful because we cannot recognize ourselves anymore. Don't be too ambitious to meet all the expectations that we have in mind. Everyone has their own way of expressing their love for themselves. It could be wrong and it could be right. We just have to prove it to ourselves. And sometimes people who don't love themselves feel insecure and lose their courage. When humans feel that way, the choice is fight or flight, quarrel within society around us, or drown in prolonged sadness. Even a famous philosopher said, "It's okay, you've tried your best. What happened is often out of your control. If this time the results are still disappointing, there's still tomorrow, right?" Because sometimes the answer comes from within and not from outside. See, Joy Bell also stated in his quote, "The one who can pull me down is myself, and I'm not going to let myself pull me down anymore." In this era, self-love is such an important thing for our own good. Thank you for your attention, and don't forget to start to love yourself, and have a nice day.